This is actually one of the highest risk moments at sea, and if you don't understand what's happening behind the scenes, a simple docking can turn into a multi-million-dollar crash in seconds. In this episode, we're breaking down a real incident, a superyacht crashing into a quay in Florida, and more importantly, walking you through exactly what to watch, what it means, and how to read these situations like an insider. Because once you understand this process step by step, you'll spot danger earlier, react smarter, and understand what 90% of passengers completely miss. Let's go phase by phase. Os 1. Understand why docking is the most dangerous moment. Reset your expectation immediately. You need to stop thinking of docking as slow and safe. It's actually precise and fragile. At low speeds, vessels lose natural steering control because water flow over the rudder decreases. If you skip this mindset shift, you'll misjudge risk and assume everything is under control when it isn't. Pro tip: the slower the ship moves, the more it relies on thrusters and external forces like wind and current, not momentum. Recognize how little margin there is when a superyacht approaches a quay. You're often talking about just a few meters of clearance. At that scale, even a minor miscalculation becomes a collision. If ignored, you'll underestimate how quickly a small drift turns into impact. Insider detail: at docking speeds, even 1-2 knots is enough to cause serious structural damage on impact. Understand the hidden forces at play: wind, current, and something called bank effect all push the vessel sideways. These forces are often invisible to passengers. If you don't account for them, the crash can feel sudden and unexplained. Pro tip: crosswinds are the biggest silent factor. A gust at the wrong moment can override thruster power instantly. Boss 2. Break down what likely happened in the Florida crash watch. The angle of approach: a safe docking usually happens at a shallow angle. If the yacht approaches too directly or too steeply, there's less room to correct. If this step is mishandled, the vessel commits too early and loses flexibility. Insider detail: experienced captains approach slightly off angle so they can slide the vessel into place. Monitor speed control. Docking isn't just about going slow, it's about controlled bursts of movement. Thrusters push in pulses, not constant motion. If speed isn't managed properly, even a brief surge can carry the yacht into the quay. Real consequence: a half-second delay in reversing thrust can mean thousands in repair costs. Identify the moment of loss of control. In most docking incidents, there's a specific second where control shifts. Wind catches the bow, thrusters lose effectiveness, or timing is off. If you miss this moment, you'll think the crash was unavoidable. It wasn't. Pro tip: watch the bow closely. If it starts drifting faster than expected, that's your early warning sign. Understand reaction delay. Even with an experienced crew, there's always a slight delay between recognizing a problem and correcting it. If you ignore this, you'll expect instant recovery, which isn't realistic. Insider detail: at close quarters, a 2-3 second delay is often too late. Phase 3. What the crew is actually doing during docking: thruster management. The captain uses bow and stern thrusters to push the yacht sideways. These are powerful but limited tools. If overused, they can lose effectiveness or create instability. Pro tip: thrusters work best in short bursts. Continuous use reduces precision. Communication with deck crew members on deck: relay distance information constantly. 1 meter, half meter. If communication breaks down, the captain is essentially blind at close range. Real example: miscommunication by just 1 meter can result in hull contact. Defenders and lines preparation before docking. Crew deploy fenders to absorb impact and prepare lines to secure the yacht. If this step is rushed or poorly timed, even a minor touch becomes a damaging hit. Insider detail: fenders are a last line of defense. not a solution to bad approach. Engine and propulsion balancing, the captain balances forward thrust, reverse thrust, and lateral movement all at once. If this balance is off, the yacht can pivot unexpectedly. Pro tip: think of docking like parking a car on ice. Every input matters more. Path 4. What went wrong in this incident? Overcommitment to the approach. Once a yacht gets too close at the wrong angle, there's often no safe way to abort. If you don't recognize this point, you'll assume they could have just backed off. Reality: at close range, reversing can actually make control worse. External force override, a sudden gust or current shift likely pushed the vessel beyond controllable limits. If ignored, this looks like pilot error, but it's often a combination of factors. Insider detail: wind hitting the side of a large yacht acts like a sail, multiplying force. Late correction attempt: the crew likely attempted a last-second correction using thrusters or reverse thrust. If this comes too late, it doesn't stop the movement. It just reduces impact slightly. Real consequence: this is why many crashes look slow but inevitable. Insufficient buffer distance. Good docking leaves room for error. If the vessel gets too close too early, that buffer disappears. If skipped, there's no recovery space left. Pro tip: the best captains always leave themselves an escape path until the final seconds. Bot 5. How to read these situations like a pro passenger. Watch the bow, not the whole ship. Most people look at the entire yacht. You should focus on the bow's movement relative to the dock. If you don't, you'll miss early drift signals. Insider detail: the bow is the first point of contact in most docking incidents. Listen to engine and thruster changes. Sudden bursts or repeated adjustments indicate the captain is correcting something. If you ignore this, you'll miss signs of instability. Pro tip: smooth docking sounds consistent. Erratic noise means active correction. Observe crew urgency. If crew movements become faster or more intense, something isn't going to plan. If you miss this, the crash will feel unexpected. Real example: crew rushing to reposition fenders is a red flag. Notice environmental conditions. Look at flags, water movement, and nearby boats. These reveal wind and current strength. If ignored, you won't understand why the vessel behaves unpredictably. Pro tip: if smaller boats are drifting, the yacht is fighting the same forces. Fact 6. What this means for you as a traveler: choose your position wisely when docking. Avoid standing at the edge or directly along the impact side. If skipped, you risk being in the most dangerous area during a collision. Insider detail: even minor impacts can cause sudden jolts or line snapback hazards. Stay alert during arrival. Most passengers relax too early. Docking is when you should be paying attention. If ignored, you lose the chance to react or reposition. Real consequence: unexpected movement can cause falls or injuries. Understand delays and reroutes. If docking conditions aren't ideal, delays are often safer than forcing the maneuver. If you don't understand this, you'll see it as inconvenience instead of risk management. Pro tip: the safest docking is sometimes the one that doesn't happen on schedule. Hash 7. Traps to avoid: assuming size equals control. Bigger yachts are harder to maneuver at low speed, not easier. Believing slow means safe. Low speed reduces damage slightly, but it doesn't eliminate risk. Ignoring environmental conditions, wind and current matter more than engine power during docking. Underestimating timing: docking is about precision timing. Being slightly early or late changes everything. So here's the real takeaway: that crash in Florida wasn't just a mistake. It was a chain of small factors, each one building on the last until there was no room left to recover. And now you know exactly how to spot those moments before they happen. So I want to ask you this: have you ever watched a ship dock and felt something was off before anything actually happened? Or did it all seem perfectly normal, right up until the last second?